Noel and Liam, the Gallagher brothers, continue to argue and continue to divide Oasis fans. Some have preferred the more experimental nature of Noel's Who Built the Moon, while others prefer the classic rock and roll attitude of Liam's Why Me, Why Not. Evidently, the brothers do not like each other. They especially do not like each other's most recent solo albums. To settle this debate, List and Listen have compared and analysed each song on the album, track for track, in order to decide which album is better. Track 1 is Fort Knox vs Shockwave. Shockwave isn't subtle in its approach, it's everything that Liam encapsulates. He's not trying to reinvent the wheel or find a new sound. He knows his sound, and that's guitars and drums aplenty. You Sold Me Right Down the River is the first of many potential nods to his brother on this album. Fort Knox is a largely instrumental track that utilises the vocals of the new females in Noel's band. It serves as an immersive and unique opening to his live shows. Shockwave has over 2 million views to Noel's 1 million for Fort Knox in a much shorter space of time, so the people's choice is clear. Number 2 is Holy Mountain vs One of Us. This is one of the most difficult head-to-heads between the two albums. On the one hand, Holy Mountain is the fruit of Noel's new approach to songwriting, sampling a tin whistle and unintentionally imitating Ricky Martin in the pop-heavy chorus. Whereas One of Us acts as something of an olive branch from Liam to Noel. The video features 3 brothers, 3 empty chairs, and lyrics such as "Come on and open your door," and "Act like you don't remember, you said we'd live forever." While Liam is busy referencing his brother, Noel has tunnel vision as he rides in his own lane. Holy Mountain epitomises Noel doing his own thing and is arguably the best solo single so far. Track 3 is Keep On Reaching vs Once. Keep On Reaching has thudding drums and high vocals. It has a typically strong Gallagher chorus, but Once is a masterpiece. As said by Liam, if this was written by Noel or came under the Oasis banner, it might even get more credit than it has. Gentle acoustic guitar and vocals are all this song needs. The lyrics have the beautiful ambiguity and reference to sunshine of the very best Oasis songs. Once is the sort of rock ballad that will be yelled by topless men in festival fields for years to come. Track 4 is It's a Beautiful World vs Now That I've Found You. Now That I've Found You is keenly melodic and is related loosely enough to the reconciliation of Liam and his daughter Molly to be considered heartfelt. Liam's vocals roar on this track, and it almost sounds like an early Oasis B-side. Liam's army of songwriters are clearly doing something right. It's a Beautiful World is another track which divided long-time Oasis fans, infamous for its use of French spoken word. Maybe it might have been better received without the online undermining of his little brother that many fans seem to have latched onto. Track 5 is She Taught Me How to Fly vs Halo. The biggest talking point from Halo is the very questionable use of an out-of-tune recorder solo. Subtle references in music videos serve a purpose to keep Oasis fans enticed. Compromising the quality of your own songs to take a dig at someone else's, Holy Mountain, which is unquestionably better than this, seems counterintuitive. She Taught Me How to Fly is serviceably catchy with a punching chorus. If it were ramped up with guitars, you could imagine Liam and Noel dividing vocals for this song. Track 6 is Be Careful What You Wish For vs Why Me, Why Not. The arrangement of Be Careful What You Wish For has lent itself to comparisons to the Beatles Come Together. But this is a generous comparison for a track that never really explodes in the same way. It's too lethargic to really work in a live setting with verse after verse after verse. It's conceptual, and it seems like it's Noel avoiding being Noel, which common sense says is counterproductive. Why Me, Why Not is equally uninspiring in parts, but it just edges this head-to-head based on its solid chorus. Track 7 is Black and White Sunshine vs Be Still. Be Still is a highlight from the second half of Liam's album, which arguably tails off around this point. It's sang in a good key for Liam. It has a memorable chorus which resembles the upbeat resilience that is typical in early Oasis lyrics. Black and White Sunshine has an impressive opening riff and is ignited by a classic Noel Gallagher chorus. Despite being another one about the sunshine, it's lyrically strong and the brief use of French actually works well in the context of this track. Track 8 is Interlude Wednesday Part 1 vs All Right Now. Some might say that musical interludes add something thematic to the overall production of the record. For the most part they end up as songs that are skipped. Without really doing too much, All Right Now wins this by default. Track 9 is If Love Is The Law versus Meadow. Was there ever a more appropriate setting for a video than the desert for If Love Is The Law? Released as a single by Noel, there are indirect country and western vibes about this track. Meadow is an unspectacular mid-tempo track that's been produced like it's trying too hard to be a Beatles song. It's not one that will stand the test of time, and it's far more likely to be mistaken for BDI than it is Oasis. Track 10 is The Man Who Built the Moon versus The River. The Man Who Built the Moon is an atmospheric piece with guitar licks that sound tailor-made for Gem Archer, but the tempo of the song doesn't lend itself easily to a strong live version. The River is a highlight from the second half of Liam's album. The characteristic vocals and brushed guitar make this a little more substantial than just filler. And track 11 is End Credits, Wednesday Part 2 versus Gone. For the same reasons as above, such musical interludes do not stand up in these head-to-head track comparisons. Admittedly, this is a flaw to the system, but another default victory for Liam Gallagher. Had Noel included Dead in the Water, a song quietly released as a bonus track, it would have certainly prevailed against the majority of Why Me, Why Not. Such is the strength of Dead in the Water. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to visit us over at listandlisten.com for great content like this, released twice a week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you get involved by following us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.